Please make yourselves comfortable, either in a seated position, laying down position. Unless you're standing, if you're comfortable standing, you can stand. I don't know many people that do. They prefer to sit or lay down. But as you sit or lay down, please don't cross anything. Don't cross your legs. Don't cross your fingers. Don't cross your eyes. Today's focus will be a bit of inner work, things that are on the inside, deep things. I'll be focusing on those today. People who have deep-rooted things, blockages, those kinds of things, things that are not easy fixes. We'll do some real fixes or opportunity, some deeper energy for real fix. Taking advantage of the moon energy while it's our new moon's in a couple days, 2 days. Take advantage of the inner energy today. If you're here for yourself or you're here for somebody else, if you're here for somebody else, please keep them in the front of your mind. And as you envision them happy. That will be better. Happiness is a nice, neutral, good feeling thing. Alright, let's get started. The newer energies of 2017 have been really interesting so far this year. I know a lot of people had a rough go December last year. January's been pretty interesting this year. Energetically, I felt very good. Some people had a really tough time with some of their deeper things. And they might have a couple of more days of that until the new moon gets here. Why is the moon important? Because the moon holds an intention. You know, when it's on its backslide, it's an inner kind of energy, and when it's growing, it's kind of an outward energy. And I'll be taking advantage of that cycle through my healings, because when the energy is really good for getting deep inside issues and things and problems, it's good to have the energies on your side that also help you dig a little deeper, get in places that you wouldn't normally be able to get into. And we were like that last week, and I'm paying special attention to it this week. So people who have blockages in energy that are deep, that aren't easily repaired through just a shift of belief system, they need a different energetic amplification. But in order to amplify it, you've got to be able to reach into it. That will be my primary focus today. So if you're seated, please plant your feet. Take take a moment to consciously acknowledge Gaia beneath your feet. And as your awareness comes back to your mind, please give awareness to the infinite space above your head. A little gratitude for infinity. There will be some that are watching for the first time. You may or may not have an experience the first time. You may not sense the energies the first time. That doesn't mean the energies aren't there. It just means you're not sensing them yet. Just give yourself some patience. Sit through the 30 minutes or so and give the energies a chance to just be there with you. Let them acclimate. But what about cancers, and what about depressions, and what about these deep things, or things that we consider these deep things that aren't easy fixes? What for them? There's always improvement. Oh, they said there's no cure. Yeah, there might not be a man-made cure, but there's an energetic cure for everything. Finding it, being in the correct frame of mind to find it, then accept it once it's presented to you, that's the key. Do that. Oh man, this stuff doesn't work. Yes, it does. It all does. If it works for you or not. There's the thing. So be careful, be aware of your self-talk, because a lot of self-talk is designed to disempower you and keep you disempowered. And sometimes you can do a lot of healing by not listening to that and not giving in to that idea. Moment of quiet. Alright, see, I'm sensing like a desperation energy. This is a feminine desperation energy, a woman or women in desperation, looking for help, looking for assistance, looking for any answer, anything to help with their perceived suffering. That energy is calling out. Alright, so I'm hearing you. First, I'm going to say something that sounds a little airy-fairy, is that you will never manifest success with desperation energy. It's universally impossible. The like begets like idea. Happiness begets happiness, right? Unhappiness begets more unhappiness, right? Desperation only co-creates more desperation. That doesn't mean that you're not desperate, right? So I'm not trying to minimize your situation or perceived situation, but as long as you are focused on desperation, you're not going to be able to co-create the health with desperation energy. It's not possible. But if you can focus for a little while on what's not wrong. Like if doctors are telling you you have a lot of things wrong, you got this wrong and that wrong, and your nervous system is this, and your immune system is that, and this is this, and this is that, and if you can just park all of that, all of those words to the side for a minute, and as you think about your physical vessel and find something within you that is not broken. When I was so sick and I was bedridden for 2.5 years. Couldn't walk, couldn't do much of anything. And I began this thought process of what's not broken. And my left elbow was one of my favorite things that never hurt. And so I would thank my left elbow for showing me that not everything inside me hurt, that not everything was debilitated, not everything was as broken as they said it did. And I would put all my focus on like my left elbow. Or sometimes a bone. There would be a bone that I couldn't feel and go, oh, that bone is lovingly neutral. And then I would focus on the bone. So my left elbow was like one of my better bones. Oddly enough, left elbow served me well. And so I would focus on, wow, that left elbow's really served me well. And I would just put all my focus in there and I go, wow, I wonder what would it feel like to be a left elbow. And I would just put all my focus on my left elbow until I kind of felt like my left elbow. And while I'm feeling like my left elbow, all my troubles would kind of go away. I'll go, wow, I meditated on my left elbow for 20 minutes. And for that 20 minutes, I wasn't miserable. And I wasn't in agony. And I wasn't unhappy. I was just in a blissful neutrality. And those periods of blissful neutrality were such blessings. And I didn't understand then what I've come to know now is just how healing that idea was. So if you've been told you have a terminal illness, I would like for you to ask yourself if all of you is terminal or just the illness part. And as you analyze yourself, how much is illness and how much is okay? And are you 60% okay and 40% ill? Are you, 70% ill and 30% okay? Because not all of you is broken all at the same time. Very, very seldom does that happen. And so I'd like to suggest to you that if you have a well portion of you anywhere that you own, a piece of your body that doesn't ache, hurt, or otherwise irritate you, something that is residing within you that is lovingly neutral, that when you're suffering or feel like you're suffering, you're hurting, please focus on that part of you that doesn't hurt. Focus on the parts of you that are okay. And begin integrating those okay parts into the rest of you. So you might be told a lot of things is wrong with you, but there's an awful lot right with you. And that duality, those two things, those two sides of the coin have to exist and coexist together. You can't have one without the other. This is built in for you that you can use as this healing tool to focus on a piece of you that isn't what they call broken or diseased or hurt or malfunctioning, whatever verbiage they use for that. Focus on the parts of you that are okay. Tune into their lovingly neutral vibration. Stay there mentally as long as you can. Stay there energetically as long as you can. And be in gratitude for feeling those neutral things. What's the other phrase? Oh, comfortably numb. Some people, oh, it's comfortably numb, just like the Pink Floyd song. Kinda. But when you're tuning into the lovingly neutral part of you, no matter how ill you are, there's a comfortably lovingly neutral part of you, and when you focus on that, you are focusing on the well-being that is provided throughout the whole universe. This healing is allowed everywhere. There's nowhere that it's not allowed. Think about how powerful your wellness is. Just for a little bit. Think about how powerful wellness is. Let me help you with that. Allow the rest of your mind to clear. And allow this new idea to well up. Just how much well-being do you honestly possess? It's not something most people think about. They're always told about how sick they are and how everything else they are and how dumb they are or how unfunny or how ugly they are. They're told all kinds of stuff. Very seldom are they told how strong their well-being is, or understand, or relate to that portion of them. They're beat down so often they forget to let their well-being well up. They buy into the ideas of being beaten down when they can really well up. That's a very deep thing. People don't often think these things. How much well-being you might have. They might say, oh, your body's so full of disease, oh, there's no saving it. You know what? There's an awful lot of your body that's full of well-being. But as long as you're focusing on the disease, you're going to amplify the disease. But if you can amplify the well-being for a while and watch things turn around for you, do that for 30 days and see what happens. Commit yourself to the idea of focusing on your well-being instead of your alleged damaged bits. Focus on your well-being a couple of times a day. If you're ill and you're just sitting at home and not doing a whole lot anyway, focusing for a couple of times a day is easy. You're not doing much else anyway. You may as well focus on your wellness. Focus on your well-being. You'll be glad you did. I guarantee it. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to go into a total rant. It's just I'm really quite passionate about that idea. Because I know that's what I did to help heal myself, is I began focusing on my bits that weren't what they called broken. I began taking them out of the equation and focusing back onto me again. Less them, more me. Less their words, more my intuition, more my connection with the universe, more my beliefs, and less their beliefs. Because their beliefs were telling me I was going to be dead. Their beliefs were going to kill me. Oh, you got 6 months to live. Really? I disagree. But I probably would have only lived 6 months had I bought into all of their belief systems, but I wasn't buying it because I wasn't ready to go yet. And that's when I learned, oh, I need to stop thinking like them. I need to think something else. I need to stop thinking about what's wrong and start thinking about what's right. What's right with me? What can I find in me that's right? One of the weirdest things, one of the first things I found was my left elbow. My left elbow. Just, hey man, I've been here the whole time, man. You've been ignoring me the whole time. So, man, I'm so sorry, left elbow. I should have been listening to you. If I had been listening to you more, I wouldn't have all this other stuff. And it's just, well, yeah, I got some wisdom I can teach you. Lots of wisdom in you. If I had it in me, there's wisdom in you. You have to find your wisdom in you. What's it worth to you? because being sick isn't doing you any good. And I'm not saying not to listen to the medical profession. I'm not saying not to listen to somebody. What I'm saying is listen to you a little bit more. Listen to your well-being a little bit more. Until that well-being can pick up some momentum, when you begin seeing some healing in yourself, does it take 30 days to do that? Does it take 30 minutes to do it? Depends on you. Depends on you. What's it worth to you? Do you want to spend the rest of your life going through what they tell you to go through, or do you want to go through the rest of your life on your terms, doing what you want to go through? Think about it, because that's a big energetic difference. Do I do what they want, or do what I want? Oh yeah, I can still take them into consideration. I can still listen to their words. I can listen to their counseling. But then I can decide, is that really for me or not for me? Does my well-being say yes, or does my well-being say no? Go ahead and listen to the doctor. Because sometimes you need their intentions for a while, because it's not all their intentions are not bad. They're trying to help you. They sometimes are a little bit misguided. They got a lot of hoops they got to jump through. They got a lot of stuff stacked against them. I'm surprised that some of the stuff even works at all. Sometimes they're not all bad. So I'm not saying not to listen to them. I'm saying begin giving yourself extra credit. Begin allowing your well-being to have some more attention. Don't ignore yourself for the sake of them. Oh, they're doctors. They're supposed to know what they're doing. Yeah. You're in charge of you. And if you say they're the boss, then they're the boss. But if you're in charge of you and you say, this Dan guy, he says, I have well-being in me and I should be listening to that. Listen to that a little bit more and see what that tells you. Say, yeah, doc, yeah, you say some good things, but I probably don't want to try all of it. I only want to try half of it, and then I want to try the other half myself. See what happens. Begin allowing your well-being. Give your well-being some more attention. Yes, it works for men too, and it works for animals, and it works for anybody who understands that well-being is one of your main states of being is wellness. Just a moment. Everybody who's watching, please take 3 really deep breaths, deep enough to expand your rib cage. 3 nice deep ones. See, that feels better now, doesn't it? And the idea about focusing on well-being instead of illness is really sinking in a little deeper spot than it was before. You're not going to get well by focusing on illness. You get well by focusing on wellness. But sometimes we need a little reminder about what wellness is. And sometimes wellness is that piece of you that's in a lovingly neutral position. You don't often think about it, but it's still very present and with you all the time. But what if they tell me my blood is bad and everything is stacked against me, and woe is this and woe is that and woe is this and woe is that? Well, is 100% of your blood bad? I don't think so. Is it still blood? Then most of it's still working correctly then. Tipping the energetic scale in your mind. Oh, it's out to get me, it's out to get me. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's out to help me. Maybe it's doing its job and I'm just not seeing how it's doing it. They tell me so much is wrong, I can't see what's right. I'm overwhelmed. I don't like it. Oh, too much. Ankle bones are good too. You can focus on an ankle bone. There's like, I don't know, like 27 ankle bones? And nobody knows all their names, right? I know the doctors do, but we don't. I'm sure there's an ankle bone that doesn't hurt you. 26 of them might hurt, but that 27th one? That one's okay. Focus on that one. Or a knee if your knees are good. Or there might be a rib that you don't think about. So, man, hey, man, that rib's been with me the whole time. Hey, rib, how you doing? Let me spend some time with you, because spending time with this other stuff just makes me mental. Animals get well by focusing on their well-being. They're not confused with language or words or things or stuff. They have their own presence, their own knowledge. They may limp around for a little while, but it's not long before they're running again. Nobody tells them. They do it naturally. They go, oh, I need to focus on my wellness. I might be in a rough patch, but it's not going to stay rough. It'll be smooth soon. So as you focus more on well-being for yourself, you can see how well-being works in other things. And that can help you tip the energetic scale for yourself. Everybody, please take a nice deep breath. being told that that's enough for today. So I'm going to begin to separate. Those of you that join me on that little journey, please begin coming back to yourselves, back to present, back to your rooms, back to your places, back to wherever you are, back into 3D reality. Thank you for sharing the deeper portions of yourself so I can see into there a little bit and say those things that I said. I hope that you find benefit in the things that were said and the energy that was made available. It's my hope that you utilize the energy and the things to help yourselves on your healing journeys. Lots of people. Wow. Hi, everybody. Hi, Amy from Scotland, and Shiram, and Tiffany, and Roxy. Hey, Roxy, and Wookie. Miko made it. Hey, Miko. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Alex. Wow, all right. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. The next event will be next Wednesday. So it's Wellness Wednesdays with Guru Dan on Facebook Live. Be 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And Sandy, hey Sandy, oh there goes these things that go across the screen. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? No, I think I got everybody. Tiffany, hey Tiffany. There was a Wendy somewhere. I didn't see Wendy. Alright. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Thank you for letting me do that for you and with you. And all of that. And I'll see you all again next week. So, see you later.